What is going on, you guys? MissedThePart here, back again with a super crazy fan fiction, and we're going to be looking at what if events had changed in Spider-Man 2000. And before we do, let's do a small recap of how events did play out. Spider-Man and Venom were able to team up to defeat Doc Ock and Carnage after their battle. Spider-Man went face to face with Monster Ock and had to outrun him in the boss fight at the end of Spider-Man 2000. After Spider-Man was able to win and defeat the Sinister Six, they put them in jail, and the events of Enter Electro would have happened. But what if events went differently? What if Spider-Man was caught in the explosion with Monster Ock? What if he was too late? Find out in this fan fiction. Events would be going the same. Spider-Man would be face to face with Carnage and Doc Ock, and the events would be playing out the same, but this time Carnage and Venom would be fighting it out, and Venom would almost defeat Carnage in this universe, because in the original universe, it was Carnage that defeated Venom, and this is where our story takes the turn. Carnage was on the ground, almost beaten, and before the knockout blow ended up happening, he saw that Doc Ock was defeated by Spider-Man. Carnage would tell Venom this was their chance to finally get rid of Spider-Man once and for all, and he threw out the offer to Venom, and Venom would think about it. And, you know, it wasn't that bad of an offer. Spider-Man was alone, and he would finally be able to defeat him after everything they've been through. And Carnage would say that, you know, there's not enough time, this whole place is going to explode. And Spider-Man would swing up top to try to help Venom, would be kicked by Carnage and met with a flying fist from Venom. He was knocked back, and Spider-Man would say, "Why, Venom? Like, why did you do this? Like, what are you doing?" And he told him that after all they've been through, he finally needed to kill him, and this was his opportunity to do it. And he said no hard feelings, and after that, Doc Ock would have some time to regain consciousness, and he would use his arms, and it would go right through the platform, and Carnage would scream, "No, we had him," and Spider-Man would swing and dodge an attack from Carnage, and all three of them would come crashing down, and the symbiote would go onto Ock, and Cletus would be screaming no, and he would get choked to death in front of Spider-Man, and Spider-Man needed to free himself from this because the platform was crashing down on him, and when it did crash down, he had debris that he was trying to lift up, and it was too late. He looked around and he saw that Venom was gone, and he was betrayed. Spider-Man would end up freeing himself in the nick of time, and everything would be going as the same like the original timeline. And this is where Spider-Man would be running, and he was almost there. He jumped to get to the surface, but Monster Ock's arms went right through Spider-Man's chest, and Ock would fly onto Spider-Man, and the symbiote would bond with him. He saved Spider-Man. The symbiote ended up saving him, and a claw would show up in the air, and the airship with Captain America, Venom, and Black Cat would show up. But they would see that there was a claw, and they left the ship. They were curious. They didn't know what it was. And Venom would look, and he would say, "Oh no, it's Carnage. Be ready to fight." But it wasn't Carnage. It was another. Spider-Carnage would come out, and he was mad. The Carnage symbiote took control of his mind, and he would look at Venom, and he would say, "Traitor." And Captain America and Black Cat would look, and they would all be eyeing Spider-Carnage like, what just happened? And he would say, "You turned on us." And then Captain America would try to reason with him, but it didn't work, and Spider-Carnage would actually kick Captain America to the ground, and Venom ended up seeing his shield on the ground, so he used the symbiote tendril to pick it up and throw it at Spider-Carnage, but Spider-Carnage ended up catching it back, and he threw it at Venom, knocking him down. He would say, "Parker, we're sorry," and Spider-Carnage would be beating the crap out of Captain America in front of Venom, and then he would actually throw him down below, kind of like where Doc Ock was, and he would be knocked out. Spider-Carnage would be laughing, and he would charge at Venom, kicking him in the face, and he would do a front flip and grab Black Cat that was actually in the airship. Cat would yell, saying, "Peter, this isn't you. You know the suit is controlling you. You have to get rid of it before it's too late." Venom would slowly get back up, and he would teleport and then punch Spider-Carnage, and he would do it again and again, but Spider-Carnage used his spider sense and would catch his hand, and he would throw Venom to the ground, and Spider-Carnage would make a symbiote axe about to kill Black Cat. As he was about to do it, a fireball would hit him, and the cavalry would arrive, and he would end up going to the ground it was the Human Torch, and another airship would come in, and it was Punisher and Daredevil. Punisher would use a sonic blast gun that he had to try to destroy the Carnage symbiote, but Venom was also feeling the effects. You know, they were both feeling the effects. They almost got it off of him, and Daredevil would kick him back, but then Venom used his webs as Daredevil did this, pulling Peter from the symbiote, and it worked. The symbiote was being pushed back, and it fell down below. So Captain America was regaining consciousness again, and he was free, and he was trying to crawl up quickly, and he ended up jumping, and Ock bursted out. He bursted out of the area, and what happens is Captain America just made it in the nick of time, and Human Torch and Punisher gave it everything they got with a sonic blast, gun, and fire. So there was two weaknesses. Spider-Man was wondering what was happening. He was beside Black Cat hearing noises, and Venom would try to talk to Parker, but it didn't work. He was down for the count, and Venom would join in on the fight, so we have Captain America, Daredevil, Human Torch, and the Punisher, and now like Venom and Cap are, you know, they're trying to use their strength together to take down Ock's arms, and they end up doing that, and they end up ripping the tentacles off, while Daredevil is kicking him in the face, and he ends up getting his legs down, and Human Torch used a massive fireball to destroy the symbiote, as Punisher would walk up to Ock, shoot him in the head. He was dead. Spider-Man would regain consciousness after being completely annihilated by the symbiote and almost blown up. Spider-Man would regain some of his strength, and they would walk up to Spider-Man saying, "It's good to have you back," and Spider-Man would look around to see all of the heroes together, and they did it. Teamwork wins at the end of the day, and Spider-Man would look around, and he would see that Venom was gone. He wasn't there. He ended up escaping, and Doc Ock was defeated, the symbiote was destroyed, but in this reality, if events went differently, this is what would have happened. And that's where we're going to end our fan fiction. Do make sure to subscribe, guys, if you guys are new to the channel, because we are pulling out tons of videos like fanfics, everything. So it's just been crazy. I thought I would really do this fanfic, and this one, I gotta say, was the most insane one that I've ever done. So I'm really thankful that we ended up doing this, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. But anyways, as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.